Well, I found a nice little toy to play with today. A little bit of distortion. I'll let you hear it later. Garlic and Fisherman's Friend. Oh, what a start to this week. Yeah, that's how I smell. Want a kiss? As expected, Friday night went on. Kind of lost Saturday. Oops. Physio was okay. Spent a lot of time banging on that piriformis, and I'll tell you, that hurt. VTubing. Using an avatar to stream. Not a bad idea. And you asked for it, and finally you're getting it. The big cast is on Spotify. Folks, Monday, September 26th, 2022. I'm Steven Sersky. Thanks for joining me. And this here is my audio digest, published Monday to Friday. Keeping all of the archives up on my website, stevensersky.com. But of course, this is available through several channels: Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and now Apple Podcasts. And even, is this one on Amazon? It might be. It should be. It will be very soon. But in the big news is that, yes, my big podcast is now available to download, to stream. You can download it from my website, or you can go stream it from your favorite podcast service provider. So people were asking for quite a while, when am I going to finally launch my podcast up onto Spotify and everything. Not this one. I call this my small cast. The big cast, in which I talk to a bunch of other expats and other creatives and people of interest. That one is now available. I used to only host it on my website because I wanted to be a little bit more indie. But there's a point where indie becomes difficult to download and you just give up. So now it is available on Spotify, Anchor.fm. Also, I've uploaded it to Apple Podcasts. Google is still processing it, so I give that some time. Overcast should have it processed soon. Same with iHeartRadio. Amazon Music also has it available right now, so you can go stream it in all those different places. You can find my name, Steven Sersky, and enjoy my name and my voice and the guests that I have on as well. I actually have another couple people who are lined up to be on the show. Some of them are also leaving quite soon, so we're on a bit of a deadline to get things done. But I am also hoping to get episode number 33 out later this week, so that's going to be good. You will notice that if you go to these links that I just mentioned, I haven't published all of the episodes. I'm published them like now, basically. So they might actually take some time to appear in these different directories, but I know on Anchor.fm they show up right away. I think Spotify they show up right away, but Apple might take some time, and same with Amazon as well. But if you go to my website, you know what? Actually, I just finished this, to tell you the truth. I just pressed publish today. So if you want to hear the early episodes, you can search this podcast. But I haven't even put a link onto my website. That's how new this channel is, basically. And I am still working on getting them up to YouTube as well. So I'm going to have them streamed there as well, or at least streamed, and then you can also listen to them on my website as well. You can download the MP3s and take them with you. If you are also sort of concerned about how these platforms track your usage, I understand. That's why I kept indie for so long. But again, if you want people to come on your podcast, you got to be discoverable and easy to download, right? And if it sounds like I am a bit stuffed up, it is because I am. I don't know what it is. If it's, could be allergies, could be getting sick. Is it the virus? I don't know. Or is it the pollution? Because the last couple of days, we have had decently bad pollution. Like, it hasn't been horrible, not like 2015, 2016 levels, but we're talking, I got enough that you not only smell it, but you see it, and it looks thick enough that you're like, I'm going to shut the windows today, sort of thing. So, been sniffling all day, eating garlic, because cloves of garlic. Apparently, some it must be young kids, are shoving cloves of garlic up their nostrils and then pulling them out after 15 minutes and saying, look at how much snot comes out. Kids, you can do that with Kleenex and you'll get the same effect. You're just blocking your nose. That's it. You eat the garlic, you dumbwits. Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, that's you eat the garlic because that helps open up your sinuses. It does burn a little bit, so you do have to be careful. I have found that actually, if you have it with Thousand Islands sauce or any sort of salad dressing, it kills the burn a little bit. Don't have it with alcohol. I know that some people, some cultures like to promote having garlic and vodka at the same time. Don't do that. Alcohol actually suppresses your immune system or helps suppress your immune system, so it's not contributing to your healing. Garlic will. It's good to have these sort of on like after food or don't. You could, I guess you could have it on an empty stomach as well. Don't have too much though, like one clove at a time. Over you have one clove and then let your stomach settle, because if you have too much at one time, it's going to upset your stomach. And so the other thing I've been having is I found my fisherman's friend. I only have a couple of these packs, but those have been helpful in opening up the sinuses. Yeah, not sure what's going on, and if it is a head cold or whatever, because I hear actually a couple other people are got the sniffles, which I guess is that's going around. Orange juice. Suck back that orange juice and the grapefruit juice. Anything with lots of antioxidants. Green tea, I start drinking that quite a bit as well. Lots of fluids. Just keep the fluids going. You want to be basically not flooding your system. You want to be consuming quite a bit of fluids to help push out all of the antioxidants, or all the oxidants that you use the antioxidants to get rid of the oxidants, the free radicals that are floating around your system, and helps also thin out the mucus as well, which is good to keep things moving in so you're not all so plugged up. Anyway, there you go. There's your health advice for the beginning of the week. Garlic, fisherman's friend, orange juice, and green tea. Don't shove the garlic cloves up your nose. Eat them instead. Friday. So how was it? Yeah, so there was a going away party on Friday night, and as to be expected, it kind of went on quite a while. I didn't get home until very early Saturday morning, very late Saturday morning, I should say, late enough that I was able to go get Bowza. Okay, and those guys, they don't usually start working until about 3:30, so it was somewhere around then. It's just that I haven't seen a lot of these people in a long time. Quite a few people from Friday night were actually going to be leaving. So just saying hi's and goodbyes and stuff like that. Setting up final arrangements to sort of see people before they depart in the next couple of weeks. So it was, And the other thing was, there were so many of us. It was like a company get-together, basically. But at the same time, it's a good place. Like Patio Shays is one of these places. It's kind of like it looks like an old school pub, and it has lasted so long in the city. It's right across from the Canadian Embassy and the Australian Embassy as well, and right across from my barber as well. That's where he works, not too far away. But it's a nice little place. I mean, it's kind of big, actually, to tell you the truth. I didn't think it was that big, but two sides and an upper deck as well. And I think there's a bit of a patio. Yeah, a small patio, but not too much, because they've had to shrink that due to regulations, whatever they may be. But as a result, kind of lost Saturday, which pushed me back on my studies, and this whole congestion thing didn't help today, which meant that I didn't get as much done on my Delta as I wanted to this weekend. Again, I don't get marked on the assignments, but these are things I still have to learn. These are still things I have to spend some time on. So regardless of whether or not I do the assignments, you still got to spend time working on these things, right? So that's something I'm going to have to revisit. Unit 4 opens up this week, and then we're off next week, so they'll give me some time to catch up on some of the reading, and then another 4 weeks of new units, and then after that it's like 3 weeks of exam prep, and then the exam happens sometime in December. So, not nervous, but there is a lot of reading, and I do know I have to do a lot more reading. I want to do a lot more of the essential reading as well that they say that we have to do in order to make sure that I know exactly what's going on. But one of the reasons I'm not nervous for this one, unlike the HSK5 test, is that so much of what is asked of candidates, of exam participants, is being said so often that as you work your way through the course, you're exposed to all of these things so repetitively, right? So it's a lot of like bare infinitives, modals, auxiliaries, talking about ing forms, learner problems and stuff like that. So it's all these things where if you read the course notes and then you read some of the essential reading and then you do the exercises, I mean, you're going to get familiar with the terminology that's used and what's expected of you. So that's why I'm not so nervous, especially sitting here going 4 weeks in. I mean, I got another 8 weeks of this before I gotta do a test, so there's lots of time to get familiar with a lot of the terminology. It's not like there's going to be more terminology later on. It's just that there is a lot of terminology in general, and you get familiar with it and how to describe things as you go along. The English sentence isn't going to change. We're studying verb tenses and all that stuff, and that's fine, and how to sort of break them apart and parse them and everything. But it's not like there's going to be a new verb tense later. I mean, not at all. It's just a matter of how do you describe each and every part of a sentence, and that's sort of what we're going on about. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on working away at that. Physio was okay, but yeah, that guy, it's kind of funny. Business must be big here in Beijing. I'm not sure about China, but this guy, he's very good, but I couldn't get an appointment with him I tried this 2 weeks ago to get an appointment. I only got one on Friday, and he's gone again because he's out with the national team doing whatever travels that they have, right? All their competitions. I asked if they could, set me up with another physiotherapist, and they're like, yeah, we'll try to find someone. I'm like, is it that busy that these, I guess that's good. It's not a bad thing that business is busy, but he's good. Funny thing, he actually wanted to resign. He handed it in his resignation, and the company rejected it. They're like, no, we can't do that. We're too busy. We need you. I'm like, how does that happen? How does a company reject your resignation? I mean, how do they have? So one of the reasons why they can is because in China, in order to get another job, you have to have this it's a business certificate, proof of employment. Basically, it's so like it acts like a reference letter, but it's not a reflection of your actual quality of work. It's just a declaration of whether or not you did have a job with that company for whatever time. And so how a company rejects your resignation is by saying, no, we reject your resignation, obviously. We will not give you that letter of employment. And you're going, what? Is that legal? Are you allowed to do that? I don't know. But that's what they were doing. So that being the case, he has to continue on working. I guess he could just walk out and not come back, but what happens at that point, right? Who knows? I mean, he is Chinese as well, so where else is he going to go? Is he going to leave the country? That's a very good question. I mean, it's not like a foreigner who just does that midnight run sort of thing, like as many ESL teachers do, right? They get on that midnight flight and they're gone. Company knocks on the door the next morning, no one's there, right? That's happened. Heard stories, so it's not unusual. But on Friday, we did work on the piriformis. So this is the muscle that stretches around your hip. And you'll know if it's tight because you can't really bend your leg in certain ways. And he had this this hand-pounding gun, the percussion guns, like the Theragun or whatever, right? And so he turns that thing on and he digs it right into my hip, and I guess he was taking out some sort of aggression because like he bruised the area. It doesn't show a bruise, but inside I feel the bruise. I'm not gonna lie, it feels very tender. And I'm telling this, I'm like Ching, please stop. He's like, yeah, means I'm doing a good job. That's one way to put it. So it did help loosen up things, but no, I did have to tell him to stop because it was just getting too tender, and there's only so much that you can take before we're like, okay, because every time he dug it in there, I would tense, right? And that sort of contributed to him like digging in more because like, oh, your muscles are tense. I'm like, yes, because you're digging in very deeply. If you would not dig in so deeply, I wouldn't have to tense so much. But on the upshot, he did compliment me. He's like, Steve, you look a lot brighter compared to last time. So it's been like 6 months since I've seen the guy, and he's like, yeah, you look a lot, just brighter. You're more shiny or whatever it is. Or something. I actually got a couple of compliments on Friday from a few different people saying, yeah, you look not just you don't just look in shape and fit. You look vibrant. Like, that's good, I guess. Right, good. So I shine a little bit more. Must be the vegetables. And the working out twice a day. Although I'll tell you, doing the 2 a day today, lungs don't feel so good. I mean, if it's polluted outside, smoggy, do you still run? I've lost both of my PM 2.5 masks, so not like I can run with those either. I might have to get some more. But yeah. Anyway, it was good. It was nice to hear. Good to hear a couple of compliments, and work has paid off. Not that I do this for compliments. I mean, it's just other people are now seeing it. I haven't seen a lot of these people in a long time, so there would be a big difference between the last time they saw me and the time that they saw me on Friday. So, and I've dropped a couple of kilos over the last couple of months, a couple pounds and everything, especially since the beginning of the year, especially compared to the beginning of the coronavirus epidemic, pandemic, whatever demic it is now, endemic. So I have been able to drop weight and been consistent. And these are the same people. A lot of them would point out, it's like, oh, you're still on that diet, that vegetable diet, are you? I'm like, yes. I changed what I eat for lunch. I'm not on a diet. I changed what I ate for lunch, and so that's what I do. The biggest change since then has actually been working out twice a day. Again, doing 2 runs, and 3 times a week. It used to be 5 times a week. Now I don't run on Tuesdays, Thursdays so much anymore. But depends on how the body feels, basically. Maybe it's a light run anyway. All right. Well, VTubing, how's this? Have you? Yeah, of course. I'm assuming if you're an old man like me, you haven't heard of this, but VTubing, virtual tubing. So this is much like the Metaverse, much like not so much like NFTs, but this is more using an avatar to stream. And apparently, a lot of younger people are. I shouldn't say younger people. Some streamers are doing this because they're very self-conscious of not just what they look like, but maybe they have a disability, maybe they have a skin condition, maybe they don't live in a place, or they don't want to be showing their home, or what the insides, the interior, and stuff like that. So it actually seems like a kind of neat idea. Was thinking about doing it. The idea being with this VTubing is that you don't have to disclose your personal information. So sure, the hosting platform might know all that information because you're generating revenue and money by way of any number of things. But you not porn. This is like you have clothing, you have consultation services, you have different products, you have whatever, right? MP3 files or different files and stuff like that. So you can sell all those sorts of things. The idea being that you can still use this sort of likeness to still be a presenter, but you don't have to disclose. You don't have to show your face. And some of them are saying they don't want the hassle, the negativity that comes with being a well-known live streamer. So I mean, I'm not facing that problem just yet. Might be a while, but I sympathize with it. I also, living where I live, I mean, it'd be kind of, might be a good idea to maybe don a mask a little bit just to, I don't know. Yeah, because it would protect your identity. Why not? I mean, you look at WeChat and how many people use their real names. I mean, I remember when I was teaching at a university, I don't think I knew any of their real names on WeChat. It was all like these really bizarre, one guy, yeah, it was just bizarre character names. They would mix names and stuff like that. So, I mean, if they can do it with names, why not do it with faces, avatars? Why not? All right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Show notes, tracks, and vids up on my website, stevensersky.com. And yes, check out Spotify. Steven Sersky Podcast is where you'll see it. 5 episodes, I think, have been uploaded. Those stretch back to the beginning. Those are some of my first interviews I conducted. So if you want to listen to how much it's changed in that time, go on over and have a listen to that. I will be posting the rest of them throughout the week as I am getting up to episode number 32 a couple weeks ago, episode number 33 sometime in the very near future. So, all right, with that, have a listen if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me once again today, and we will talk again. Have a good one. And one last little surprise for you. I have a little track that I just recorded. A pleasant surprise was the distortion from my computer. I neglected to plug in the headphones, and so it was giving me this feedback. And I know a lot of guitarists, I remember them always playing with distortion and feedback, and so I thought, well, we'll work with it. So here you are. Here's my little feedback loop distortion lullaby. Have a good one, folks. We'll talk again. Bye-bye.